we have in mind that Shabbat will actually start after we finish now. How we're rolling. See, everyone else knew.
That's right.
Alright, we got it. Amen.
Amen. Sweet. We begin with our mental service. Ashram Shekatala, Ashram Sharanayala. Goyama Varkaka, Ashikala, York, Mahasaka, Purnayagidu. With Sayonara, Dulamasa, Brana. Yundra Kumara, Yarapar, Namasa. Yudhana Mama Saka, Asya Yorkuka. The healing in our friends, but I'm off to go. The matter of the chemical of routine. So there they are, come, still for her son. Aurora, 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 Right, so that's 290. You know, the guys, Amen. Beginning of that together, page 291. Remember later, we will get together, we'll continue individually afterwards to 299, we're going to add 11 vote for Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotinu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Ha'el Hagedol Hagibor Ha'nora Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'ganei HaKol V'zocher Chatzei Avot V'meiti Goel Yitei L'man Shmo B'Yava Melech Zer Moshe Malakim Baruch atah Adonai Mayin Avraham Atah Gibor L'Olam Adonai Mechayem B'Ti Matarav L'Shia Mashi Baruch Mori HaGashem Mechal Chaim Mechased Mechayem B'Ti B'Rahamim Rabim Somer Tavlim Rabek Olim Matir Asirim Mechayem B'Natal Yishinei Alfar Mikama Habal Gibarot Midom Elach Vel Benit Mechayem Atzmei B'Shua B'Nehmar Tala Chayom B'Ti Baruch atah Adonai Mechayem B'Ti Negresh Shekhav Allah Geshem Shma B'Shim Otav Yishinei Aram Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzvaot, Lavar, Kavod, Olu, Matam, Perfume, Meru, Baruch, Kavod, Nenu, Komo, Yirik, Tzaka, Tubling, Born, Iman, Alam, Hayetzim, Dorvador, Aliyah, Dorvador, Nikolaka, Venetam, Venetam, Yisra, Kanaki, Shikavalim, Yisrael, on the heads, Iman, Vedal, Kadosh, Baruch, Adonai, Yael, HaKadosh.
And if you are just coming in, we are in the silent Amidah. We're in the Red Book, page 291 through 298. And please, if you can, remember that your flourish beginning of the month, there's a paragraph to add in 298. You like the left foot better? Please. Sort of this way, keep them around.
Please take as long as you need. Otherwise, we're on page 300 for the full cottage. You love you guys, Amen. 301. Welcome to our series of Psalms, beginning on page 11 with our Kabbalah Shabbat pages 13 and 14. Shiru Adonai, Shir Chada, Shiru Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai, Baruch Shemo, Basarupi Yom Yeshua Saparu Bakoim, Kevodo Bemoani Miklota, Igado Adonai, Ulam Meod, Zorahu, Al Kol Elohim Ayai, Kikol Elohei Ami Velilim, Adonai Shamayim Asa, Od V'Hadar Lefanav V'Tiferet V'Mikasho, Amru Adonai Mishpechot Amim, Amru Adonai Kavod Va'os, Amru Adonai Kevod Shemo, Seu Michal, V'Chasrot Abayai, Yishtachu Adonai Ve'Agrat Kodesh, Lilu Mipana Kol Haaretz, Ruvagoyim Adonai Malach, Apikote Vel Baal Timot, Yadinami Be'Meisharin, Yadinami Be'Meisharin, Yizmetu HaShamayim, V'Tagel Haaretz, Yirachayam, Umo Ayaya, Lozavai V'Kol Asher Bo, Azirundu Kol Aseyar, Lifnei Adonai, Kiva Mishpot Haaretz, Yishpotei Vel Tzedek Ve'amim Ve'emunah. 15. Adonai Malchagel Haaretz, Yismechu Ibrahim Anavar Ratal Tzviva, Tzedek V'Tomei Kiso. Oh, Adonai Sinu Ra, Shomer Nafshot Vasida, V'Yadar Sheim Yatzim Leimor Tarola, Tzadik L'Yisrael Sim Pasim Fu Tzadikim Adonai, V'Hodu Zecher Kodesh Shalom. Pages 17 and 18. Yismor Shonai Shir Kadash, Mitzvot Asa, V'Shem Yemino, Zeroat Kodesh Shalom. Adonai Malishpot Haaretz, Yishpot Teva V'Tzedek Ve'Midemei Sharim. Adonai Malach Yitzu Amim, Yosef Perush Nagilus Haaretz, V'Nai B'Tzim Gadol Ruach Amim. Remember Adonai Eloheinu Mishtachavu Har Kodesho, Kikadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Those comfortable doing so, rise, page 21. Mizmor leDavid, Mahu Adonai B'nei Mahu Adonai Kavod Va'os, Mahu Adonai Kevod Shemo, Yishtachavu Adonai Be'Agrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai Amayim El HaKavod Yiri, Adonai Amayim Rabim, Kol Adonai HaKoach, Kol Adonai Be'adar, Kol Adonai Shomer Arazim, Vayishaber Adonai and Arzei Alvanon, Vayarkideim Kemoegel Lebanon, Syria, Kemo Shabbat Adonai Melech Leolam Adonaios Ve'amoisein Adonai Yivarech Amo Bashalom. Be seated. We welcome Shabbat with Adonai, page 23. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Shamor Mitzvor B'Tibor Echad Ishmiyanu El HaMiuchad Adonai Echad U'Shemo Echad Hashem U'Tiferet V'Tila. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Likrat Shabbat Ruben Ha'Magi Mekor Averach Ha'mirosh Mikedem Mesucha Sof Ma'aseh Machashavah Tefillah. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Mikdash Melech Ir Belucha Kumitei Mitov HaVe'Barach Shevet Ve'yemekavah Ve'uyachamo L'Bayitema. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Yina'ari Me'avartu Militidite Tivarte Mami Al-Gad V'Nishai Ve'Talami Korbael Nafshikir Allah. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Idorri Givaoret Gumiori Uri Shir Daveri Devoratai Alayimah. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Lo tevushi velo tigalmi maki sharafi u'mazeni k'ketesu aniye amine nikneta iraltila. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Ha'ayulet Yisa Shosai Beracha Kupol Elohai Nasi Sawai Elohai Yisatan Al-Kala. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. Yamidu Sol Tiproti Et Adonai Tahiti Al-Yahid Ve'Parti Ve'Nisnecha Ve'Nagila. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. O Yerushalayim Ateret Ba'alagam Le'Simcha U'Stomato Femunei Am Segula. Lo Ikala. Let Adonai be Rakala B'nei Shabbat Nekavela. We see the Psalm for Shabbat pages 27 and 28. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat. Tzadikata Marifra Keren Valano Yiskesh Zetuli Bebeit Adonai B'Chazrot Eloheinu Ya'apribu Yenukun B'Seima B'Shem And before I say one of the tithes, we're going to yurtik to those who passed away this season of the year. Today we're calling yurtik of Ivan Kolberg, Lance Schwartz, Ruth Wolfson. And starting tonight into the week, we're calling yurtik of Bertha Bear, Walter Grubnick, Ruth Pomper, Dean Port, David Abrams, Bruce Allen, Blanche Marcus, Milton Gudenplan, Linda Idelson, Erwin Levy, Betty Moltner, Joseph Selvin, Anika Stein, Jerry Tillum, Shirley Holzer, Barnett Levinson, Leon Silver, Anna Weitzman, Frida Yugman, Marilyn Frank Marks, Max Freed, Bobby Levy, Anna Milton, Leroy Straitman, Samuel Sorkin, Emmanuel Feintuck, Jerome Grubnick, Goldie Menges, Nina Minskaya Fleet, Edith Steinberg, Sandra Victor, Abraham Woolman, Marsha Cohen, Mark Lapidus, Nathan Lieberman, Mildred Mursky, Nayat Nahai, Gilda Sadal, Colleen Tenenbaum, Marsha Goldman, Yael Durin, Francisco Resendez, and Alice Solomon. We keep all of those names in our prayers. We rise to support the mourners and those for the Meritage. We're on page 30. Yigadal Kadash Merabah, Ve'aman Yibrat Yerushay, Ve'amik Machutay, Ve'chayeton, Ve'chayeton, Ve'chayet Beit Yisrael, Galav Isman Karim Yibru, Amen. Ye'esh Me'rabah V'barach, Ve'aman Me'al Hayat, V'barach, V'shtabach, V'shbar, V'shamam, V'taseh, V'tadar, V'taleh, V'talal, Shmei, V'dushav, V'ruzu, Leila, Miko, Verhata, V'shirata, Tishtakata, V'nekamata, Damiran Be'amavi, Amen. Yehesh Lama Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Alinu, Ve'al Yisrael, V'Hibru, Amen. V'aseh Shalom V'Rama, Huya Aseh Shalom Alinu, Ve'al Yisrael, V'Hibru, Amen. You may be seated. Everyone at Shabbat Shalom. It's great to see so many people on a Friday night. So there's this British comedian named David Mitchell who has a routine where he criticizes Americans on their use of the Queen's English. So it's a nice bit, it's worth checking out. But after conceding that the trunk of a car looks more like a trunk than a boot, or that the sidewalk is the bit of the side of the road on which you walk, he speaks in the name of the then Queen Elizabeth and says, "It's fine, we can go ahead and say it, that the Queen couldn't care less." And then he harps on that point and says she couldn't care less, not like the way Americans say it, that she could care less. Okay, so David Mitchell goes on to explain that to say that you could care less doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really tell the listener anything. Using a graph, he goes on to explain that if you care less, you're somewhere on the spectrum of caring. But you are acknowledging that there's some amount that you can still care less that you currently do. Which is exactly not what you mean. You couldn't care less means that there's absolutely no less caring than the amount of caring you currently have. Thus he says, don't say you can care less, say that you couldn't care less. So the rabbis in Parshat Noah have a similar conversation, though way less amusing. So in the Parshat Noah, they are introduced to Noah and the flood, and after the Torah recounts how the humans in the world were nothing but evil all the time, and that God regrets having created all of these creatures because of their corruption, we meet Noah. And we are told that Noah was a righteous man, the Dorotav, in his generation. And the gist of this sentiment is that the world is wicked, but Noah was righteous. But how righteous was he? So like the American aphorism, I could care less, which doesn't pinpoint how much you care, the rabbis wonder, how righteous was Noah? So one rabbi, Rabbi Yochanan, says that he was considered righteous, but only compared to the people of that generation. When you are a C+ student surrounded by a class of everyone who's getting Fs, then you are the smart one in the bunch. But to Rabbi Yochanan, Noah was just average, not super righteous, he was righteous. In his generation of absolute wickedness, in all other generations, he wouldn't have been so special. Another rabbi, Rachel Kish, on the other hand, gives Noah more credit. He says, when it says that Noah was righteous in his generation, imagine how much more righteous he'd have been in a different one, wasn't the most corrupt. Whereas Rabbi Yochanan believes that a person's character is set, the level of Noah's righteousness is somewhere on the righteousness spectrum. Reish Lakish thinks it's more relative, that if Noah had more to work with people who are relatively more righteous, if they were B- students, then surely Noah would have been an A+ student. What's interesting about these two figures arguing about this issue of Noah's righteousness is that this argument follows them throughout their lives. Rabbi Yochanan believes that people are unchanging and their characteristics are absolute, whereas Reish Lakish believes in the human capacity to grow, to adapt, and to change. Which is really important for Reish Lakish to believe that people adapt and change, because he has his origins as a thief and a gladiator type of person. If only his life had different circumstances as a start, then he wouldn't have started out that way. However, given the right opportunities, Reish Lakish was able to turn his life around and became a significant scholar and sage in the Jewish tradition. For Reish Lakish, it's personal. He doesn't want to believe that he will always be a C+ student. He doesn't want to be the king among thieves. Rather, he wants to believe that humans have the capacity to grow and to be even more, especially if they're given the right circumstances. Had Noah had better neighbors, according to Reish Lakish, then maybe he would have actually been even more righteous. As we reflect on this parsha, the qualifying statement that Noah was a righteous man in his generation, we can reflect on our own characteristics. Do we judge ourselves based on the curve of others around us? Or do we continue to strive objectively to be the best we can? Do we settle for just being better than others? At least I'm not bad as that guy. Or do we say that even if everyone was getting away with doing what was wrong, I objectively will do what is right? Moreover, as we reflect on these themes, we can think about who are the people we hang out with. How do they affect our behavior? Do they bring out the worst in us, or do they push us to be ever increasingly better? Or in the framework of the comedian David Mitchell's sketch, can you say, I could be better, or do you say, I couldn't even be better? Our Mari service, we rise in anticipation for the Baruch, page 39a.
42. Adonai Elohim Emet. Page 43. And I will say it's really nice to hear the sounds of people under the age of 10 in the synagogue. Keep it up. Page 44. Malchuta v'ratzon kipu aleichem, Moshe v'netzochan v'shiva v'simcha rabba v'emnu kulam. Mi kamocha v'elohim Adonai, mi kamocha ne'etar ha'kodesh, norati lo noseh. Malchuta kavanecha v'hem l'shezeni enu v'yamru, Adonai imod v'oleh. Page 45, we pray for peace for us, for the whole world, protection from enemies, disease, violence, and hunger, strife, and the negative forces within us and without us, and especially peace for Israel. Page 45. Page 46, if you're comfortable doing so, please rise. Pages 47 through 52. On page 48, we remember to say Hashim Haruah, rain and wind. And page 50, it is still Rosh Chodesh. We're still celebrating the new month of Teshvan, which has no holidays in it. you are still in your private prayer, please continue, otherwise you can follow as I offer a prayer for Israel. May God who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, declaration of the land, bless the people in the state of Israel. Spread your sukkah of protection over all who live in fear of attack. Protect the defenders of the land of Israel, guide and strengthen their hands, so to keep all who seek harm, to spare and protect the innocent. Return our soldiers home safe and victorious. Give wisdom, good counsel, and resolve to Israel's leaders, and give all of Israel's people a sense of unity and purpose. Watch over our captives and return them home speedily. Give them courage to those who wait for them. Grant healing of body and soul to the wounded and violated, and fortify those who care for them. Comfort those who have suffered loss among all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. Give courage to those who love Israel to remain steadfast. Strengthen the resolve of those who seek to her, and shine the light of truth to eliminate hatred and falsehood. You make peace in the heavens, grant your blessing of peace to us, the whole world, and to Israel. Let us say. Amen. We'll continue on page 53. Vayakul Hashamani Ve'avet V'kol Tzevam Vayakadoni Vayom Hashpi V'rav Asher Asa Vayishpat Vayom Hashpi Mikol Melachto Asher Asa Vayivarech Elohim Et Yom Hashvi Vayikadesh Otah Kiva Shabbat Mikol Melachto Asher Bara Elohim Lasod Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Elohei Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov Havel Havetz Hamonion Konei Shamayim Va'aretz V'agei Navod V'Yivaro Mechayev Eitzim V'Mamaro Ha'el HaKadosh She'en Kamohu Amen Yachlianu V'Yom Shabbat Kodesho Yivam Ratzah V'Naniach Lachem Yivam Ratzah V'Naniach Lachem Le'panav Navod V'Yirav L'Chachas V'Nodehet Nishmo Me'kol Yom Tamid Me'on Mater HaKolos El HaOlahu Nadon Hashem V'Kadesh HaShabbat V'Barech Shedi V'Min HaKidusha Page 55. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam barech v'yagav Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu v'tzanav v'ratzavanu Shabbat kosher v'ratzanim kulanu tikkunu l'seh Bereshit hu yom tefillah v'nikra'ei kodesh Sefer Tziyat Yisraelim Imanu b'charta v'yamanu kidashta Imani Shabbat Kosheva v'yamal ratzoni Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat 5785. menu while I recover from that wine. Mason does, apparently. Anyone else, or just her? All right. On down. The Yankees had you as a reliever. Please be seated. We are apparently really good at announcements around here. Like, amazing. Also to Lily Benader, her parents Jennifer and Ryan, grandparents Carol and Michael Benader, and Harry and Alan Schwartz, and great-grandmother Grace Benader on her bat mitzvah tomorrow morning. Serafina Castaldi, her parents Nathan Castaldi and Susie Lear, and Shelley Gabriele Castaldi, and her grandmothers Eileen, Ricky, and Jan on her bat mitzvah tomorrow afternoon. And somehow we managed to have a third bar mitzvah. Ethan Milrad and his parents Jessica and Eliza Berman Milrad, his bar mitzvah is at Temple Sinai this week. Also, mazal tov to Janine Beckerman, Steve Beckerman, and Rose Sawatsky on the bar mitzvah of their grandson and great-grandson Levi Frank. Nicole and Alex Chanson on the birth of a daughter, Judith Rose, Karen Grant and David Grant on their wedding, Melissa Harari and Sarah McClive on their wedding, Janice and Joe Navin on the bat mitzvah of their granddaughter this weekend at Congregation B'nai Torah, Roz Winston on the recent bar mitzvah of her grandson, Ian Long, not here. Nina Leff, mazal to Nina Leff, Rachel Seletsky, and Brady Solomon on being chosen to the Atlanta Jewish Times 18 under 18. So we have almost 18% of the 18 under 18 are members here. We welcome new members, Samantha and Gail Newman and their children, Rachel and William Schultz. Did you fill out paperwork today? You're still thinking about it. I'm just putting you on the spot, I just don't want to leave you out.
It's in the.
You're thinking about it, all right. know for next week. And you wouldn't be new anyway. Well, it's good to have you. Patricia, we have condolences to the family of Patricia Finn, the mother of Marianne and Alan Fixell, grandmother of Hillary and Jeffrey Hendricks, Noah Fixell, and Allie Fixell, and great-grandmother of Finn and Emily Hendricks. And there's things happening. So Rabbi Wright is having a special ceremony to bless the non-human members of your family. On Sunday, we'll meet in the outdoor chapel and dog run at 10:30, and the lesson will be followed by snacks for pets and the people who brought them. Also on Sunday, our 6th grade families will have a Raising the Bar with Rabbi Kay, learning about prayer and talit, and you can even get to try your hand at tying your own, and that's for 6th graders and others with videos are coming up. November 4th, we have a special night of comedy with Israeli comedian Benji Lovett. He is hilarious. There is a charge to get a ticket. You should all come. And then next Friday night, we have a guest speaker. First Sergeant Natan Fallah joins us. He is an Israeli soldier who was wounded in Gaza. And this conversation, which is appropriate for all ages, will focus on connecting with Israel, resilience, and perseverance, and there will be some light refreshments to follow, and a chance to talk to you a little bit more in depth for those who would like to. November 10th, Club 345 is having a lunch and Gaga tournament, and then Junior Phi, that's 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, will be going to Gas South Arena for an Atlantic Gladiators game. So check your email for registration. And the Boomers are having lunch at Maggiano's on Monday the 11th. Also, just a reminder, November 5th, is Election Day. We'll be having a special Election Day lunch and learn if you can keep down your lunch. God bless. A chance to look at our tradition's wisdom on how to approach days such as that. And also, Rabbi Wright is planning a trip to Israel this summer. Depending on what's going on in Israel, that will kind of determine the flavor of the trip, but Israel is still Israel, so please check in with her if you want to visit your grandkids.
Oh, we're going Sunday.
Travel safely. So there's more things, but like how many announcements can you listen to? Also, just a reminder, services tomorrow morning are at 9, and tomorrow afternoon they're at 6:15 p.m. And also just to note, our daily minyan morning and evening, we've hit some rough spots. After the time change, the good news is that morning minyan will actually be during daylight hours, but evening minyan, it will be dark out, so we'll just be doing ARM. So I don't know how that changes your calculus, but you seem like, you're like, that's my news. Anyway, after Shalom Aleichem, we'll have some to eat, and please stick around and say hi to the person next to you, especially if you don't know. All right, Shalom Aleichem, page 5. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashamrim, Malachei Elyon, Ki Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Ki Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ki Hashalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Ki Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seirem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Ki Melech Malachei Hamalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Your shoes, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu Melech Haolam Minaret. Shabbat Shalom.